Welcome to Learn and Love Music. I'm Duane Hulbert. This week we're going to look into the fabulous music by the French composer Erik Satie. Very familiar piece is Gymnopedie No. 1. And also we're going to look at Gnossienne, which is another ethereal, beautiful piece. How did I come about deciding to do this for this episode? Well, I heard some of Erik Satie's music in a movie called The Queen's Gambit this week. It's on Netflix. And this is in the second episode. It's all about chess playing. These are fairly easy pieces to play, but they have a depth to them it's really, really beautiful. I'm going to give you 5 reasons why this music is so evocative and beautiful. I hope you enjoy this episode of Learn and Love Music. Number 1, they are easy to play. Most students who are at sort of the intermediate level can play these pieces, but they have a lot of depth to them. Even the beginning of Gymnopedie, it's very quiet, but simple. It doesn't get any more difficult than that. Really fantastic pieces for those of you that aren't as advanced. Maybe you're an intermediate pianist. Great choice of repertoire. Number 2, this music is hypnotic. And especially in the Gnossienne, when Satie has this bass line that's pretty boring. It just continues through the whole piece with one chord and then maybe once in a while to a different chord. But what makes this monotony so beautiful is the melody that floats above the chords. It's a little bit like snake charming music. Number 3, both of these pieces are based loosely on Greek culture, Greek dance. Gymnopedie has a cantus firmus, which is a line that is repeated between 2 chords using major 7th chords, and then a melody above. And in this piece, it was a slow dance, usually danced by men, and it was part of Greek culture. Gnossienne was a piece that was sort of made up by Satie, but in this piece, it is based on Cretan culture. And here, we'll hear the same kind of monotonous bass that we heard in the other piece. But with this piece, there are no bar lines, so there's no rhythm that you would recognize at 4/4 time or 3/4. It's all just moving forward. There's a phrase ending and another phrase. No bar lines. So it has sort of a sense of not having rhythm, just flowing lines. Number 4, impressionistic harmony. In Gymnopedie, we hear a lot of major 7th chords. Very impressionist. G major 7th and D major 7th. And that provides the backdrop for the melody. This is very early Impressionist music, and it has the same kind of color as, say, Debussy or Ravel, who wrote a little bit later than the time this was written. And in the Gnossienne, we have the same kind of harmony, but here he uses a flat 5th degree, and it's very obvious. We have that nice, this note, it's a tritone. And here it comes back again. Impressionism included a lot of tritones and unusual chord structures, but it was very typical of composers like Debussy and Ravel that used that flatted fifth as part of their harmony. And number 5, even though a lot of the music is repetitious, each statement of the theme in each of these pieces has different twists and turns in it. So you'll hear in, for example, the Gnossienne, we have the theme from the beginning. And later on, we'll go down. And also, what he did, it's interesting, in the score of this piece, he wrote certain words that he wanted the music to express. For example, here we have très luisant, shiny. And later on, he writes the word questioning in the score. Here we have and even later on in the same piece, we'll have some other words put up there. He writes here, from the tip of the thought. So it's the same theme as the beginning, but instead of playing it this way, I play it this way. From the tip of the finger, I play with that kind of touch because it reminds me of the tip of a thought instead of the depth of a thought. And one other one, he writes in here, it's kind of ambiguous, wonder about yourself. Same music, but and the last one, he writes, on the tip of the tongue. So the ending part is this. And then he writes on the tip of the tongue at the ending. I found it very helpful that Satie wrote these instructions in the music. They're a little bit vague, but they help you understand what makes them so beautiful. Now I'm going to perform both of these pieces, the Gnossienne No. 1 and the Gymnopédie No. 1. But also you might want to check out the movie The Queen's Gambit. That's Netflix. Episode 2 is the one that has the Satie pieces in them. And see how a filmmaker uses music in such a beautiful way. So I hope you enjoy the performance of these two works.